On behalf of St. Charles Parish Public Schools, I'd like to welcome you to our Career and Military Commitment event. And we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us this morning for this unique ceremony. In this season of ceremonies, including athletic signing events, ring nights, awards programs, graduations, even NFL drafts, this morning we come together for a different ceremony, but in the same spirit. Just as athletes and celebrities are celebrated, this ceremony intends to celebrate a special group of graduating seniors from Destrehan High School and Hahnville High School who have decided to put others before themselves. When students graduate from high school, they are faced with many choices about what their next steps can be. They can choose to go to work, they can choose to go to a community or technical college, they can choose to go to a university, they can even make the least productive choice, and that's to do nothing at all. However, the seniors we are recognizing today have made a choice that their next step will be to serve our community, our state, and our nation. The students we intend to recognize today deserve all the honor that we can bestow upon them. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Ken Ortling, our superintendent, to make a few comments.
Good morning. So this is certainly a special event for me. I do have prepared remarks that I'll get to in just a second. But first I want to just acknowledge a few people that are with us here today, aside from these future graduates that are about to enter a very special part of their lives. First, representing our board, Ms. Becky Weber is here, our outstanding board member. And we also have a special guest, the Assistant Superintendent of Schools Support with the State Department, something like that, Mr. Trey Grande, former superintendent of St. Tammany Parish. I'm going to ask that, I reached out to him just 2 days ago, and he was actually going to be off today, but he loves coming out to these types of events to recognize students throughout the state. So I sincerely appreciate his friendship and opportunity that he came to our system to recognize. I'd also like to recognize our two principals and administrator, Satellite Center. First, Principal Jason Madair and Principal Jose Gonzalez. What I call Principal Administrative Satellite Center, Ms. Elaine Fitzgerald. Thank you all for supporting these kids. So, for those of you who don't know me, I was also in the military, in the United States Navy during the Gulf War on the USS Groton fast attack submarine. For those that do know me, you probably heard a few stories that I had, but I think this particular story that I'm going to share this morning may resonate with some of you, especially as you step forward to serve our country and our community by the oaths and by the interests of these fields that you're about to undertake. So 1991, I believe, is when I enrolled or enlisted, and my first Mediterranean tour was in 1993. I was a radio and electronics technician. On board a submarine, that means you do a lot, basically locked up in a safe. All the communications on board a submarine that is sent to the submarine, as well as the communication to and from land bases, was done through a radio, right? That was my job. I was also an electronics technician, so all the equipment that we use to communicate, I was actually trained to fix as well as an electronics technician. The unique thing about being in radio on a submarine is that was the only link. And remember, this was 1993, so there was no cell phones, there were no laptops. Right? There was no GPS. A GPS for us, which was what they call a gyro, was literally the size of this podium. We each now have GPSs on our cell phones. So that tells you the difference in technology from 1993 to now. So go back to my story, Gulf War, submarine. On a submarine, you basically travel underneath the water, right? There are no windows. And from one destination to the next, everything is underwater. You have to, as a submarine, come up from those depths at least 150 foot, at least once every 24 hours. So once every 24 hours, you have to come up, typically 18 hours. because every hour at certain times, a satellite with our mailbox for our ship or submarine called the USS Groton would send down messages to our ship. So on the land, our command center would load up messages, whether it's oceanographic data, whether it was maybe something pertaining to our current mission. And from those data links, you could subscribe to what I call 4 channels. And this is so antiquated now thinking about it. So in other words, I could only plug in 4 receiving codes or channels. I could only pick up 4 channels on my TV. Yet there were 26 available channels, but I could only watch up to 4. That makes sense. So within that 24 hours, as a submariner, we had to receive traffic within 24 hours. Because if you didn't receive traffic, right, and you sent a message basically saying where you were, then that command center would think maybe that submarine is lost. Okay? So at least every 24 hours, you go from wherever you were traveling at, let's say 700 feet underneath the water, you'd come up to 150 foot. Okay? Ocean's very deep. You travel well below 150 feet. You'd come up to 150. You'd clear your baffles, which is basically making sure nothing was on the surface. Okay? And then what you would do is you would ascend to 50 foot, and then you would stick up an antenna, right? Basically, it was a broad 34 antenna. I remember the name vividly. A broad 34 antenna, and then when that antenna was up, you try to get to the precise time when that downlink was happening, right? For your ship, it only came down to certain periods every 15 minutes to get those 4 channels. So here's where it's a challenge. Because from a satellite to a submarine, much like some of your cell phones, especially if you've ever been to J.B. Martin, some of our schools that don't have very good reception, satellites send what they call UHF signals, okay, in radio terms. So those signals that will be sent down to the submarine, to the antenna, right, had to be clean in order for it to go from the satellite into what we call some cryptographic equipment, which is basically a way that it's coded, and then into at the time, a teletype, which you can consider like the old-time typewriters, right? Not a keyboard, not a computer, a teletype. And it would literally, as it linked into the system, would start just print, right? Message after message after message after message, and it usually give you a list of items. So prior to going this one day, prior to going to periscope depth, there was also, remember I told you originally there were 26 channels, you could only program how many? 4 channels is it. That's it. Even though there were 26 available. One of those channels was news and sports. Okay, now, with modern technology in your hands, you have instant access to updates in sports, athletics, stuff that's going around the entire country. When you're on a submarine in 1993 in the Mediterranean Gulf, you didn't have any of that. You were at sea for like 30 or 40 days at a time without ever surfacing. Okay? So, the outside world connection was really through radio. So what I used to do is when I had the opportunity to get news and sports, I would plug in my address to get news and sports, and I'd make like a little publication for our crew. Because I felt it was that important for them to see what was taking place across the world, as well as find out how the Saints were doing on a regular basis. That is the truth. I know Mr. Grind over there will, not Mr. Grind, Mr. Foss will recognize that. So I'm going to share the story with him. So this one day, it was 1992 or 3, go up to periscope depth. The captain said, look, I need these 3 codes. No, these messages filled in. Well, I snuck in news and sports. He didn't say I couldn't, so I did. So as we went up to 50 foot, so we go to 150, and we're at 150, and we're kind of shifting, right? We're rocking now. Submarine is round. So if you're shifting at 150, if you're kind of rocking and rolling 150 foot underneath the ocean, guess what's happening up top? It's pretty darn rough, okay? So that means, so then we had to go up to 150 foot, or not, from 150 to 50, clear our baffles, go to 50, stabilize, and set up an antenna. And the one thing a submarine cannot do, against all costs, is to breach. In other words, to be identified. Because if you breach, right, if it's more than an antenna sticking up, that's not good. Not good for the captain. Not about me, but captain. So, rocking and rolling at 150, go up to 50, and y'all, it is rough. It is rough. When I mean rough, you don't know what rough is till you're on the ocean, right, seeing 20-foot swells, and you're in a submarine on a round tube going back and forth. It's literally 30 to 40 degree pitches back and forth. Okay, so the ones that were driving the submarine, just basically gauges, there's people thrown up in the control room. Because in radio, it's basically like a safe. So you hear the speaker of everything that's happening in the next room that's driving the ship. Okay? So the captain communicates to radio saying, radio comm, what's the status of the down? So we got the antenna up. I remember this, it was like 2313, which is like 1113. We had to get the downlink between 13 and 15. And we are rocking and rolling since 11 o'clock, 13 minutes. And I swear somebody was sick, puking and everything else. Rocking and rolling, okay? But I had my news and sports. We hadn't had any news and sports. It was Sunday, right? The Saints had just played. Rocking and rolling back and forth. 13 comes down. 15 hits it. Here comes the message, man. Shows all the messages. All of a sudden, we're rocking and rolling. Everything is garbled. Everything else is garbled. So that means we have to stay surface for another 15 minutes. The captain is not happy. Radio comms, the status of downlink. Captain radio, and actually, so Captain radio, we missed part of the downlink, so we had to stay for another 15 minutes. So at 11:30 or 11:13, no, 11:23, another downlink comes down. It came all the way through, except the last box was news and sports, and it got garbled. Okay, now remember, a submarine is probably a $50 billion piece of equipment. We're rocking and rolling. It got garbled. So I could have made the decision to say, okay, comm radio, we're good. I didn't. Comm radio, we just have a garbled message, but we're going to have to say it for the next downlink. Yo, you should have heard the in the control room. The next downlink comes, get the message, got my scores, the Saints lost again, and of course I was going to be terrible. But what I did do was prepare that newsletter for our staff, right, or for our crew. And it was the most important thing for them at the time, serving on that submarine, being at sea for almost 30 days at sea. It was the closest connection that they had to the real world, to their home, for a sense of reality. So why do I tell the story today, this morning? Because you're going to learn whether you're serving with our sheriff's office, right? Chief Deputy Gannott, I forgot to mention you. Thank you so much for being here. Whether you're serving with our sheriff's office or you're enlisting in the military, your service is above self. But your service to each other is even more important. Being on a submarine, each and every one of us played an integral role to the safety of that submarine, which is a priority, but also the well-being. So my choice, and it was my choice, and I never told my captain that either, my choice to do that wasn't necessary for me. Oh, in a kind of way I didn't want to know what the Saints did. Honestly, it was about the connection that our crew had with that small little window, that newsletter they read later that next morning. So take that with you as you move forward in your service. Commit to your community, right? Commit to your service. Commit to each other. And I appreciate you being here this morning. So now I'll actually get to my prepared comments. So today we celebrate a group of exceptional individuals embarking on paths that require courage, dedication, and profound commitment to service. To the seniors joining our St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office and those enlisting in the military, thank you for answering the call to serve our community and, most importantly, this great country. You see, our country is beyond blessed to have people like you who selfishly serve in law enforcement and the military, always standing ready to protect our freedoms, even at the ultimate cost. You will be taking an oath that stands for something more than ourselves. America. America is a nation built on values that we each should hold very close to our hearts, including justice for all, freedom regardless of religion, race, class, or gender, equality, democracy, and compassion for those in need. Regardless of what is often put on social media platforms or news channels, these values as an American citizen, as a service-oriented citizen, are non-negotiable. They are what makes up our oath. And to protect us as Americans and as a nation, you must protect the freedom of each and every one that you represent. We must defend those same values each and every day. So thank you. As I understand firsthand the importance of commitment and sacrifice it takes to serve this country and each other. And as you prepare to take your new roles, remember the words of former Defense Secretary, Secretary General Colin Powell, who said, "There are no secrets to success. It results from preparation, hard work," and this is the important one that you probably learned as students here at Honville or Destrehan, is learning from failure. It's only when you learn from failure that you'll achieve your greatest success. These words encapsulate the essence of what lies ahead for each of you. Success in your chosen paths will require diligent preparation, unwavering dedication, and the ability to learn and grow from every experience, positive or negative. Whether you're stepping into a role or position with our valued and much appreciated Sheriff's Office, safeguarding our communities with integrity, compassion, or entering the military, defending our nation with honor and as much courage, your commitment to service will inspire others, leave a lasting impact, and you will forever be the thread, one of the many threads to this flag. In closing, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each of you. You make me sincerely proud. Your decision to serve is not only a career choice, but it is a calling. And I want you to know that. Not many answer that call. So thank you. As you embark on this new chapter, carry with you the values that we mentioned: honor, duty, and most importantly, service to each other and service to our community and country. Your community, St. Charles Parish, and our country are counting on you. And I'm confident that you will excel in everything that you do, because you're a graduate of St. Charles Parish Public Schools. So thank you for your dedication. May you find fulfillment and success in your service, and congratulations once again.
Thank you for sharing your comments, Dr. Orling, and thank you for your service to our nation. At this time, I would like to invite our board president, Mr. Ray Gregson.
I'll be brief. Good morning. Dr. Artling, thank you very much. You're definitely a hard act to follow. I need to make sure I go before you from now on. We're blessed to have him as a leader, and you just heard all of his comments. To all of our law enforcement and to our military, thank you for your service. Seriously, thank you. It's something that I was taught early on, no matter where I am, walking through the airport, walking to Chick-fil-A, whatever it is, we always was taught. I've taught my kids and those around my kids, ones I mentored, to always thank a service member, because without you guys, we wouldn't live in a free world today. I want to thank our school leaders, Mr. Trey Foles, Assistant Superintendent of Louisiana Department of Education, for coming down here this morning, and my colleague who's here today, Ms. Becky Weber. It's an honor to be with you all today. On behalf of the school board, I want to congratulate each of you for making a bold and selfless decision to serve, whether in the military or the St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office. Both paths reflect courage, discipline, and a commitment to something greater than yourselves. Law enforcement and the military share a foundation of service, sacrifice, honor, and leadership. You're stepping into roles that protect, defend, and uphold the values that make our communities and country strong. We are proud of you, and we thank you. You are not just signing up, you're stepping up. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Gregson. So at this time, we are going to start to recognize the graduates who have made this important decision. And we will be starting off with the Sheriff's Office to kind of describe the opportunity, the situation in which these students have committed, and then also introduce them. So as you come to describe the opportunity, I would ask you to introduce yourselves to the audience. Once you introduce yourselves, just go ahead and announce the students who are the graduates who are committing to you, and then we'll have an opportunity for pictures. So we can start off by having the graduates stand in front of the podium, but then eventually we can get you to stand behind the table where the memorabilia is displayed and the representation is there. So at this time, I would like to invite Chief Gano, I believe it is, who's going to be representing the Sheriff's Office. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Chief Deputy Joe Gannott. I'm with the St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office, and I've had a very fortunate career here at the St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office for more than 20 years, and so I'm very excited to be here to acknowledge not only our signees today, but all the service members or future service members for our country. Thank you for stepping up. Just a few words. The St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office currently has approximately 500 employees who work various roles in corrections to enforcement to non-enforcement. Today we have the pleasure of offering two career opportunities to two young men who have decided to embark on what is the start of a noble profession. The opportunities these young men will have over the course of their career is abundant. Each will come aboard as fresh new rookies who will receive exposure through their orientation to a multitude of options they can pursue. First, within the Corrections Department, then through an intense 17-week basic post-academy where they will learn all the required basic skills needed to move on in their careers. Finally, they will choose an opportunity as a correctional deputy or the path of a patrol deputy. In that time, after honing their skills further through additional training and experience, each will have the opportunity to move into a leadership role in their respective divisions or compete for roles in specialized divisions such as criminal investigations, special investigations, narcotics, special operations and homeland security, special victims investigations, traffic, canine, marine rescue operations, SWAT, and more. There's a lot of opportunity here. So with that, I would like to honor, and this is a unique opportunity for me because both of these young men are the sons of employees that I've worked with and worked for. So Mr. Connor Beard and Mr. Jacob Guidry, I'm very proud to stand here today to offer you an opportunity with our Sheriff's Office and to come work for us. And I'm very, very happy to have your families here and your fathers, Mark Beard, Lieutenant Mark Beard, and Sergeant Jason Guidry. So if you would, stand, and we can, I guess you got to take a picture or what the next steps.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Staff Sergeant Robinson with the Air Force Recruiting Service. A little bit about me, I've been serving for about 8 years. I joined back when I was 20, and I was an aerospace ground equipment mechanic. So the Air Force really poured into me at a young age and opened up a lot of opportunities. So first off, I just want to thank Ronald Seal and everyone that had a hand in putting on this event. To recognize these amazing students in making this commitment to their country. So a little bit about the United States Air Force. It was established on September 18th, 1947, and it has been an esteemed branch of military service for almost 78 years. As airmen, we are taught to embody the 3 core values: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. This has enabled us to dominate airspaces both domestically and abroad for many decades. In other words, we own the sky. Today, we are here to recognize some individuals that will be answering their nation's call. With that, I would like to introduce our future airmen. Starting with Dalia Parker. Yeah. Can you please stand up? She will be joining services where she'll be handling a lot of the liaison between different establishments on base, such as the gym, the DFAC, taking care of our airmen hands-on. So, and then next up is going to be Hannah Costa. She will be embarking on her journey June 10th to BMT, so Basic Military Training at Lackland Air Force Base. She will be becoming a bioenvironmental engineer technician, conducting preventative medicine studies in support of base vulnerabilities, assessments, and coordinating with the base anti-terrorism force protection office. So she's going to be doing some big stuff in the medical field. All right. And then next up is going to be Michael Ford. He'll be leaving for basic military training on July 8th, 2025. Michael will complete his 7.5 weeks and move on to his training as a 2 Alpha 337, also known as 5th generation tactical aircraft maintainer. As a crew chief, he'll be working with the F-22 Raptor or F-35 Lightning, with an average cost of $80 to $150 million per aircraft. So a lot of responsibility there. All right. Please. All right, next up from Hanville, we have Caden Samuels. She will be departing for basic military training on August 8th, 2025. Upon completion, she will be aiming to become the Air Force's newest material management technician. She'll be handling all activities involved in developing, operating, implementing, and analyzing manual and automated integrated logistics systems. So, with that, she's going to be playing a vital role in our logistic capabilities to be able to provide air power. All right, thank you. And then last but definitely not least, we got Joelle Scott. So Joelle is currently in the enlistment process, attempting to enter the Air Force's Special Warfare program. So he's going to be trying to become an Air Force SEER instructor. SEER stands for Survival, Evasion, Rescue, and Evacuation. As a SEER instructor, he will be able to survive in the jungle, Arctic, desert, mountain ranges, and middle of the ocean. He will be an expert in all of these environments, instructing pilots and other special warfare airmen how to succeed in the worst of circumstances so they may return with honor. So, good stuff. All right, I'm going to take this moment just to talk a little bit more about the Air Force. So the Air Force has a lot of benefits, from VA home loan, travel opportunities, over 130 career fields. But what distinguishes us, the Air Force, as a military branch is that we are the only branch with our own community college of the Air Force. So it's known as Air University, and is accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. It holds the same accreditation as LSU, so our degrees do hold weight in the civilian market. And they're going to be earning themselves an associate's degree in their respective career fields, along with many other certifications and accolades. So they're going to be able to further that education and pursue exactly what they want. So congratulations, y'all. I'm very proud of you, and I cannot wait to serve next to you. All right.
Y'all want to stand up and get a photo?
We can use this opportunity for photos. Yeah, we'll do it.
Hello, guys. I'm sorry about my guys over there. My name is Staff Sergeant Dokes. I'm filling in for one of our recruiters. His wife is in the hospital, so please bear with me. Okay, I came unprepared. Just a little about myself. My name is Staff Sergeant Dokes. I'm an Army recruiter in the Metairie Recruiter Station. We cover a wide area. My first job in the military was 12 whiskey, right? So for some of y'all that don't know Army lingo, that is carpentry and masonry specialist. So I've been an engineer for about 8 years, okay? My main mission was basically to leave home. I didn't want to be home, and I wanted to go out and explore the world. So I've been doing that ever since I was about 18 years old, okay? I'm probably one of the youngest recruiters in the area. I'm 26 years old. When I first left, I went to Hawaii, and I went to Germany, and now I'm here. I just want to say the Army isn't just a job, it's a journey that transformed me. It builds strength, discipline, and a purpose. You gain more skills than you gain, and you gain like a second family. People will push you, support you, and stand by you no matter what. Every challenge you face makes you stronger. Every step you take moves you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. And that's always helped me in the military, all right? Now time to introduce my guys. Seth, Draven, stand up. Seth he's going into being a 11 X-ray, which is a infantryman. He's gonna do 11 X-ray for a little while, and then he's gonna wanna switch over to being a ranger, which is the elite. Draven's job, I really can't disclose that. It's a top secret job. But he has a big job. He knows the job and knows his role that he's supposed to play. But please give him a round of applause, y'all. Let me take pictures.
All right, good morning. Good morning. There we go. Wake the room up. All right, y'all. So my name is Staff Sergeant Thorne. I'm here representing the Louisiana Army National Guard. A little bit about myself. I'm not going to ramble too much. I joined the military my junior year at West St. John High School, where I graduated in 2018. Since then, I've attended college, I've been a football coach, and I've been doing this military thing full time for quite some time. I got a 2-year-old that walks around with his gut out, a beautiful wife, and a homeowner. Y'all feel like y'all know enough? There we go. If y'all want to talk about my dog, we could do that later after I get him. All right, so while today is about celebrating these outstanding students, I'll just say, like I said, it hits a little close to home. Being a River Parish native, I know firsthand the great things that the River Parishes can produce. So, The Louisiana Army National Guard is a special kind of force. Yes, we're a branch of the United States military, but we do things a little bit differently. We serve both our country and our communities. When Louisiana faces floods, hurricanes, and emergencies, it's the Guard that shows up first. But while we serve, we're also building better futures for ourselves, and that's where the real opportunities begin. Let's talk about what our new soldiers are stepping into, because it's more than just wearing a uniform. It's a life-changing opportunity. The National Guard offers 100% college tuition exemption at any public college or university in Louisiana. To name a few, that is LSU, Southern, Grambling, LA Tech, Dillard, you name it. That's not partial help, that's paid in full. Then there's the Patriot Scholarship, which covers all mandatory fees. Combined with tuition exemption, it's basically a full ride scholarship. And we don't stop there. Our soldiers also receive a GI Bill, which provides a monthly stipend every month that they're enrolled in school. So essentially, they're getting paid to pursue their educations. And while they're doing that, they're also earning monthly pay for training, certifications in over 130 different career fields, healthcare, retirement, and VA home loan eligibility. All while serving part-time, just 1 week in a month, 2 weeks in the summer, giving them the freedom to stay close to home, go to school, build a life, all while serving their state and their country. Now, I'm out of breath from that, so let's get to the real reason why we're here, and that's celebrating these guys and the newest members of the Louisiana Army National Guard. First up, we have Chriselle Hitchens. She's the fireball of the group. Oh, stand up, stand up. Chriselle is joining as a 12 Bravo combat engineer. She's heading to Napoleonville, Louisiana. She'll be trained in demolitions, ironically, construction, and she's bold, capable, and ready to clear the way no matter the mission. Next, sit down. Next, we have Caleb Landry. He's the quiet guy of the group. Go ahead. Caleb enlisted as a 91 Bravo wheeled vehicle mechanic stationed in Marrero, Louisiana. He'll keep our vehicles rolling and our missions moving, playing a vital role in every operation, the state faces. Be seated. Thank you. Then, I still don't think she fully likes me. I don't know why. But we have Kayla Ortiz Mesa. Kayla enlisted as a 92 Yankee Unit Supply Specialist stationed in New Iberia, Louisiana. She'll manage logistics and equipment, making sure her unit is always prepared and mission ready. Her leadership starts from behind the scenes, but she plays one of the most crucial roles in making sure we're capable. And last but not least, from Destrehan High School, if you search him up on TikTok, Mr. For My Country, you can find him, all right? We have Aaron Scott. Aaron is joining as an 11 Bravo infantryman, one of the Army's most iconic roles. He's filling a role that most soldiers don't have the capabilities, the courage, or the know-how to be able to do. He'll be trained as a frontline soldier, tactical, resilient, and ready to lead from the front wherever duty calls. These four didn't just, yeah. Good. Appreciate it. These four didn't just enlist, they committed to growth, to leadership, to service. They chose to step forward when most stay comfortable, and today we honor that courage. To our newest soldiers, both National Guard and sister branches, welcome to the Guard and welcome to the family. And to everyone here, thank you for supporting their decision and allowing us to celebrate it with you all. This is just the beginning, and their futures are bright. Thank you. My bad. Smile, guys.
Thank you. At this time, unfortunately, we were not able to have a representative from the Marine Corps here to introduce those student graduates who will be enlisting. So we definitely want to bring attention to them, though, and thank them for enlisting in the Marine Corps. And at this time, I would like to introduce Maya Jackson and Christopher Narcisse. And if you would, please stand, and I ask Dr. Ortling and Mr. Gregson if you wouldn't mind standing in for the photo ops. And my brother-in-law is a retired Marine, and he would absolutely want me to convey his appreciation for the commitment that you have made to join the U.S. Marine Corps. Thank y'all.
Mr. Seal.
Yes.
Can I just ask what, stand one at a time, and just what's going to be your rate, what's going to be your job when you go?
I'm going in as an E2, where I'm going active duty 4 years. I don't know my job yet, but I should about July 22nd.
How y'all doing? I'll be going in also as an E2, and I'll be leaving July 8th, and I'll be doing security courses.
Thank you again. So at this time, I would like to thank all of you for helping us to celebrate these remarkable graduates. But most of all, I would like to thank you, graduates, for participating in this ceremony today, because you become the faces of an important message. You are helping us to send a clear message that the students of St. Charles Parish Public Schools are capable and ready to face the challenges of today's world. You are also sending a message to younger students, maybe even younger siblings, that this real opportunity is attainable for them, and that this can be a motivation to many students who are growing up in the same neighborhoods as you and sitting in the same classes in which you have participated. So we close this ceremony with well wishes for each of you. It is our hope that this experience has shown you that hard work is always a good investment, and that if you continue your hard work, more and more opportunities will come your way. It's been said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. It truly is exciting to consider where this first step will lead you. Thank you all for being here.
It feels really good. I see all the opportunities that the military open up, so it feels great to know that I'm a part of something bigger than just a small community. It means that you're a part of a community, a family. You're open to meeting new people, people that you never thought that you would actually have a conversation with. You have conversation and you build great bonds with them. So really, National Guard is family. So I say thank y'all, because without y'all it wouldn't be possible. If my mom didn't make me the person that I am today, I wouldn't be who I am and as strong as I am. And without my recruiter, I wouldn't have such a strong mind and learn how to be open and goofy, of course.
It feels great just starting a new step and leaving high school into like a new profession and a new field. First, I go into corrections and I'll go through observation and several other things, and it will lead up to later on like making it through the academy, etc. And hopefully I'll just continue on. It definitely makes me like feel good because I know what I'm getting myself into, and I know I don't have to wait and try to find a job. I have this security with the sheriff's office. I'm signing this contract. I'm able to work and to get into what I've wanted. So it just have a sense of security of like knowing that I'm going where I want to.